Back here with Sarah Kustok, we're going viral. LeBron and the Lakers got a complete makeover this season, adding a plethora of new players to play alongside the Kang. And LeBron might just have a new look himself. Posting this photo to Instagram wearing the number 6 and headband with the caption, Kung Fu King, Bruce LeBron.
No, man.
I didn't get this at first.
Those became big last year.
Yeah.
The headbands, tennis headbands?
Yeah, with the ties in the back, yeah.
Little Federer thing?
Well, leave that to the young kids, LeBron. The elder statesman in the league, if he's going to bring the headband back, that's fine, but he's got to bring the old school LeBron headband
I don't
back.
care what he's got on his head. I need that body. When they photoshopped him, I need a slim LeBron. That wasn't LeBron after the All-Star break right there, so don't care what's on his head. They even had him wearing goggles.
Right, with the Kareem goggles.
Yes.
Absolutely. Especially if he's going to be playing point guard. The more slimmed down LeBron,
You're getting it.
Back to Cleveland.
You're getting it.
First couple years there.
Yep.
You need to call Jenna.
I was going to say LeBron should do what I'm doing, no sugar for a month. You know what? I'm gonna text that to LeBron. I bet you he's like, I wonder what I should do. So maybe not.
Why are you giving up sugar for a month, though, Jenna?
Probably has a guy. I'm gonna do the same thing you want LeBron to do. I'm gonna be running the ball up and down. I need to slim down a little bit.
Oh.
Moving on, Kevin Durant wasted no time announcing his decision to play in Brooklyn. Did it right at the start of free agency. Sarah gets me. Get this. Nets GM Sean Marks said that he didn't know KD chose his team until everyone else found out on social media. Marks also added that the team doctors evaluated Durant's torn Achilles Monday, and they have not ruled him out for next season. Sarah, would Durant be making a mistake rushing back to play next season?
I think I talked to some Nets folks yesterday. I think this is one of those situations where we pick words out of a press conference and the way things say to then make speculations about what it means. And not to say that he was not ruled out for it. No. And not you, and all of us, we do this. And I think there was so much excitement and enthusiasm surrounding Kevin Durant, when he's going to return, when we're going to see him on the floor again. That Sean Marks, the GM of the Nets, was simply saying, we don't know. He literally just met with our medical staff. He just met with our doctors. He ruptured his Achilles, and a lot of that is going to be a strategic way in which they will bring him back. The Nets have never been a team to rush anyone back, and so I don't think in any sense they will be pushing for his return in any way that's quicker than what's necessary. But I don't even think at this point, and again, that goes back to him just meeting with the doctors, that they've even laid out a plan, that they've even gotten into exactly what it's going to take. So I think more of Sean Marks' comments were based on the fact that we don't know. I'm not going to rule him in. I'm not going to rule him out. It is so early in the process that he's not going to make any speculations or estimations or timeline on Kevin Durant's return.
He's not going to fail like the ownership did in Golden State, where they said, oh, you will see Kevin Durant. Oh, really? Will we? Oh, there's no chance. The coach said, oh, there's no chance he can blow out his Achilles. Oh, really? But Sean Marks, I've been knowing Sean a long time. My brother coached him and everything. Sean, stop lying, okay? Number one. All right, they're not doing it deliberate, but there is no way you can sign Kevin Durant without some type of checking. Now, there is a thing called patient-doctor privilege. Kevin Durant's doctor is the doctor for the Nets. So Kevin Durant would have had to consent for the doctor at some point to be able to show the Nets staff his medical records. All right, so we have to know that someone conveyed that information that Kevin Durant, his rupture was a clean rupture. It's been repaired, and they did that before they signed him. There is no team out there signing one of these guys, even though Sean said, oh, I didn't talk to him, we didn't meet, yeah, yada, yada, yada. Well, you don't want to get fined for tampering, okay? But they were clear. They knew, they had the confidence in his doctor, who is their doctor, that the surgery went well. There could be a normal recovery in doing that, but I'm not going to fail the first day, my first press conference, by putting injury and putting it in a time capsule that now people are going to hold me to that. He did the right thing. He said the right things. But for me, the carrot before the horse would be, I'm trying to return next season. If I'm a player, if I'm Kevin Durant, and I think that based on my athletic career, I can put myself in Kevin Durant. All his money's guaranteed. He does not gain anything by not coming back. Paul George, horrific injury. We hadn't seen that type of basketball injury. Very, very rare. At that season next year, he came back and played a handful of games, all right? Even though they weren't playoff games, a handful of games. And that would be my directive to myself. I'm getting ready to come back. I'm getting ready to shock people. I'm getting ready to pick me out 2 or 3 athletes in the last 5 to 10 years that have torn their Achilles. I'm going to talk to them, talk to their doctors, and get me a time frame. I would set me a target being about 7 months, because based on the people I've talked to, they expect him and they expect the Achilles to be completely healed in 7 months.
Well, so let me ask you this before I give my opinion on this. If he was cleared to play, fully cleared, ready to go, and the playoffs had started, would you be okay if you were the Nets or Kevin Durant?
No, the doctor wouldn't clear him. The doctor, because they couldn't simulate that type of competition. If it's during the regular season, you're clearing him for a regular season, which he's going to have limited minutes. The intensity of the playoffs, that would have to be taken into account, and I don't see a team doctor clearing an Achilles when they haven't played in the regular season.
Okay, so in that regard, in that case, then we agree. That if Kevin Durant wants to motivate himself every day for what is a grueling and monotonous and not fulfilling rehab and recovery process by, I am going to do what Kobe did. 240 days. Not Boogie, 357 days. I'm going to be on 8 months. On this 8 to 12 months, I'm going to be on 8 months. Kobe was right under 8 months. The only player to come back faster than 240 days, notable player, Wes Matthews, did it in 237. We got basically...
Should be noted what Kobe's age was at the time.
Absolutely. Okay, sure, absolutely. They're older players. Dominique, it took him 9 months. Chauncey Billups took him 10. Kobe, 8. Wes Matthews, 8. Rudy Gay, and older players, well, 9 months. Boogie Cousins, the full 12, but they also were. He maybe could have come back earlier. They were very slow with him given the situation. So I have no problem with the motivation being, I'm going to come back by the middle of March. Give myself a month of basketball for the playoffs, and then we are going to be a dangerous playoff team. Kyrie's going to keep us afloat, use that first month to get myself back in shape, get to know my teammates on the court, all of that. But if you are the Nets, and there is, the part of the question that I would say no way to is the rush. It is not a 1-year contract. It is a 4-year contract. I know he can opt out after 3, but for the Nets, this is about this year, kind of. But it is about the 21 season, the 22 season, and assuming KD and Kyrie stay for the full 4 years, the 23 season. You don't want to jeopardize those years by rushing Kevin Durant back this year. Now, if he's cleared without being rushed back, then of course he plays if he's cleared before the playoffs. But I would not allow, Sarah, if I'm the Nets, his first game in a Nets uniform to be a playoff game. I don't think that would be setting himself up for success.
Agreed. I think that's what we saw with the Warriors and his re-injury. The level of plays, C talked about it. We all know it. We see it. But you talk to any player, the level of intensity of the playoffs is something that's not even close to the regular season. I do think, too, with Kevin, it's going to be different and interesting because all the players that you listed, he's one of the most unique players, his skill set, his body that we've seen, and he's very different than all those players. So I think you take that into account, how he needs to utilize his body, how he's going to come back, and how his skill set and what he does and how he plays on the floor factors in.
Look, they don't want to make the mistake that the Warriors made last year. That was tragic for everyone involved. All right, Sarah, stick around. Coming up, does LeBron have his best team since leaving the Miami Heat? That's next on First Things First.
Kevin Durant's other Achilles is weaker than his repaired Achilles.